everyone. Today, for our Superkids lesson, we are going to get ready to read a story. So the story starts on page 6 of your workbook, and our story is called The Big Box Fix-Up. So before we start reading, let's look at some of the words that we're going to find in our story, and we can practice sounding them out and reading them together. So let's see. Remember, any words that I have underlined in red are going to be our memory words, all right? Those are the words that you know, but you can't sound out. So let's read our 4 memory words. Y-O-U, you. S-A-I-D, said. L-I-K-E, like. P-U-T, put. Let's read those all together. You, said, like, put. Now the rest of these words we should be able to sound out. So let's get started. B-ox, box. Good job. B-ox as boxes. Let's sound out this word. Now this word looks pretty big, but I bet we can do it. And we're going to notice something really interesting when we sound out this word. So let's sound it out first. S and sand. Hey, part of my word says sand. Let's remember that once we're done. B-ox, box. Sand, box. Sandbox. Sandbox is an example of a compound word. That means it's 2 words put together. We put together the word sand and the word box, and the whole word is sandbox. Remember, a sandbox is a box in the ground or maybe a tub that's filled with sand for you to play in. Sandbox, that's a compound word because it's made up of 2 words. Those 2 words are sand and box. Let's keep working. Add, ed, added, added. Now this word, the A is not going to make an A sound. It's actually going to make a sound. It's going to say its name, and we're going to learn more about that later. B-L-A-N-K-Et. Blanket. Blanket. Say that with me. Blanket. And let's do this last one. This is also going to be a compound word. So let's see if we can figure out what 2 words make it up. Wind. Wind. Hey, that's a word, isn't it? Wind. Ill. Mill. Mill is also a word. So my 2 words are wind, mill. My whole word is windmill. So say that. Windmill, windmill. Very good. Let's go through the words one more time, okay? You, said, like, put. Box, boxes. Sandbox, sandbox. Added, blanket, windmill, windmill. Okay, so these are all words that we're going to see throughout our story. Now, we're not actually going to read our story today, but we're going to look at a couple of different things. The first thing, before we even look at our story, I want you to remember that Hot Rod is our super noodle. So he came up with this really big, exciting plan for the Superkids, and they're all going to take boxes and they're going to fix them up. They're going to take his old empty box and they're going to take it apart or cut and glue or decorate it to make it into something special. They're going to be creative with their boxes. So the Superkids are all, throughout the story, are going to give each other clues and see if they can discover what everybody made with their fix-it-up boxes. So let's look at page 6. We're not going to read it today, but I do want you to notice a couple of things. In the picture, I see Etta Betta, Tack, Cass, and Alf, and it looks like they've got something covered up here, doesn't it? It sure does. And now if I look down at the words, ooh, I see these little marks. I'm going to draw them up here. Do you see these? Do you see marks like that on your paper? Remember what those are called? Those are called quotation marks. And whenever you see quotation marks, what does that mean? Do you remember? It means that somebody's talking, somebody is saying something. So sometimes we see things like speech bubbles that tell us what someone is saying. And sometimes we're gonna see things like quotation marks instead. Those are two ways to tell what a character in a story is saying. So I see some words in quotation marks. That tells me that someone in our story is speaking. Ooh, and then I see our sight word said. Oh, and then I see Adabetta's name. So whatever's written here in quotation marks must be something that Adabetta is saying in our story. Ooh, I see more quotation marks here. Said Alf. Whatever's written here, that must be something that Alf says in the story. Ooh, and then there's some pictures down here. I wonder if those have anything to do with what's hidden under this blanket. We'll have to find out tomorrow. Let's look at a couple other pages real fast. Ooh, I see a new thing that looks like it's also hidden under a blanket, but this looks a lot smaller than the last one. Okay, and I see more of these, ooh, quotation marks. Do you see those, boys and girls? So I see some words in quotation marks and the words said talk. So this must be something that talk says in the story. So I want you to look around. I see a lot of quotation marks throughout our story. I also see little pictures in here that are gonna help us read the story as well. So go ahead and look through the story today, and tomorrow we're all gonna read it together, all right? Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day.